Hey YouTube! So today we're gonna go do some photography. It is 5:39 p.m. Got just about half an hour until sunset. And while we don't have very many clouds, that's okay. Because my only goal today is to just kind of de-stress a little bit from the stress of grad school. So we're going to a place called China Walls. I've never actually been to China Walls before, but I've heard really, really good things about it. And basically China Walls is on one of the southern tips of Oahu. And you get this really steep wall that during the summertime has these massive swells come in that just crash over it and has carved away the rock into these beautiful formations. And during the wintertime, like it is right now, well, kind of February, you don't get those massive swells. So you can actually go walk around on the rocks for the most part and just kind of enjoy the space without having too much fear of getting swept off into the ocean. So yeah, we're gonna go check it out, hopefully catch sunset. I doubt there's gonna be very much texture in the sky. It's probably gonna be pretty plain up in the sky from the looks of the clouds right now. But nonetheless, I'm just going out there to relax, pull the camera out, take some photos, and just kind of forget about everything else for a little while. So yeah, why don't you come along with me? Let's go check out China Walls. I wouldn't forget you, don't worry. Changed my mind a little bit. I did decide to put the 24-70 and the EOS R back into their case. Got a little towel down there in case things get wet, and then underneath that, I've got more camera gear. But I moved all my filters up here towards the top of my bag. Something that I found that I really like is actually using a proper backpacking bag. Like this is a Osprey Manta, and it's got plenty of room on the side to mount the tripod, although this tripod is admittedly a little large, but I mean, it's got plenty of room for all of your gear. So it's kind of nice. I don't have to buy a $500 Peak Design bag or something like that. Anyways, let's get going. So I don't know how well you guys can see, but I'm just watching the waves here for a little while, getting a sense of how often the sets are coming through, how big they are. Like here comes one that's got some decent energy. The camera's still packed up, but before I try and cross over there, I want to make sure that it's doable. I'm not going to fall in like some idiot with all the camera gear. It does look like there's a path from the other side to get down there. Maybe we just shoot these guys fishing. Ironically, it actually looks drier on that other side. Okay, so we got like 5 minutes until sunset, and I don't really think we're gonna get around to the other side. So instead, I'm just gonna work with what we got here, which is some fishing poles, some dudes fishing, and some water kind of up on the rocks. Just giving you guys an idea of kind of what we're aiming for here in terms of a shot. Nice water reflecting on the bottom, fishermen, you can see the rest of Oahu in the background. I'm gonna pull out of video mode so you guys can, so I can actually get the photo. This guy's about to cast.
Nah, we like just started, so to be honest, if you're completely honest.
Just hoping for a wave that comes through if he casts soon. Let's see. Here we go. Gotta share the space. We'll see. Maybe there's something else here. Maybe set up to do a long exposure. Yeah, sure. I moved up here a little bit, and we're gonna try and just do a long exposure of these guys down here fishing, and maybe also break out the 10 stop for something over here to the left. We got some big swells coming in, but I am plenty dry where I am. It's just gonna be a matter of getting the GoPro to not fall down the rocks and not dropping the camera either. So let's find somewhere to put the GoPro. So one nice thing about shooting on a mirrorless camera like the EOS R is that I can take something like a 10 stop and use exposure compensation. And you could do this on a regular DSLR as well, but you're basically always shooting in live view, which means you always have exposure compensation, and you don't have to guess at the timing of your exposures anymore, especially when you're trying to do really long exposures like I'm about to try and do. So we'll start with maybe like f4. I'm pretty far away from one of my subjects, and I'm gonna focus stack anyways. Start with like f4 ISO 800 at 30 seconds and just see what we get. If it's really, really dark, then I might even just take out the 10 stop. And even right now with exposure compensation, I can see how this soft grad is working for me to just darken and bring down the sky a little tiny bit. See you in 30 seconds. Let's see, what are we gonna get? I'll pop this one up on the screen just so you guys can see, because I don't know if the exposure is gonna be on or not. Let's see. Okay, it actually looks really nice, but we are underexposed and a little tilted, probably because I moved the camera around. So I'm just gonna adjust the angle of my camera, just loosen that ball head slightly, not all the way. There we go. Now, on-screen level is saying that we're good. I might drive up the ISO just to see the ESR should be able to handle, like, we'll bump it up to 1600 and see what we get. Okay, same exact frame, ISO 1600 instead of ISO 800. We'll see what we get. Not bad. I think I'm actually gonna take off the ND or the 10 stop. We've got really nice water motion, fast water motion. I don't need 30 seconds to get the photo I'm looking for. And I would rather be able to properly focus stack this on a short time scale. And if need be, I could even drag that grad to cover some of my foreground. So I'm gonna take my aperture, bring it all the way out to like f8, drop the ISO down to something like 100, maybe even ISO 50. And there we go, that's great. We have a 5-second exposure right now, and we're perfectly exposed. That is more than enough time. Doesn't quite still have the color shift as the other one, but I'm gonna drag my grad down a bit more than you might normally, and see what I can get with that. So I'm actually using the grad as a 3-stop. And that's gonna bump it out a bit more in terms of exposure time. Yeah, okay. Some people don't like the color shift on some of these grads, but I actually really enjoy it, so. Got a nice big wave coming in. Not this one, but the next one. Yeah. Here we go. Nice. One thing you don't want to have to do with long exposures is pull your shadows a whole bunch and do some heavy editing, because you already have a lot of noise from that sensor having run for so long. Okay, we got really, really nice mid-ground. We'll shoot that one more time. The mid-ground is the most important part because that's where all this water is hitting. We got this wave coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice, we got that. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of 8-second exposures now. I don't even know if you can see me on this GoPro anymore. I'm gonna cut that out closer to like a half second, quarter of a second, maybe 1 second at most, to try and get more motion in the water. So I'll probably be able to take this ND grad completely off, and yeah, we'll see how it looks. I'll show you the screen really quick, what we're looking at before I take it off. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, go. We got water going everywhere, yes. Try a few more shots while this water's still flying around. We might even be able to just stack this. Awesome. I'm gonna shoot this background so I can hopefully stack it. Ooh, another nice wave coming in. 3, 2, 1. I think that's it. I think that is it. I'm also starting to get spray on the filter now. So I'm gonna just shoot the background for focus stacking, and we'll go from there. Go home after this. This has been awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a blast. I have not gone and shot landscapes like that in probably like 2 years. Was the last time that I actually made it out onto the coast, even though I live in Hawaii for the sole purpose of shooting landscapes. Not only was that really a great way of de-stressing, but it just reminds me how much I love photography. So I really do think I'm gonna include more content like that on this channel. Still a healthy dose of science on this channel, but definitely some kind of photo outings as well. I'm sorry if some of the GoPro video comes out a little dark. It doesn't have the best dynamic range. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford getting a second camera just for the purpose of vlogging while I shoot with my primary camera, the EOS R. Maybe the EOS R will become the video camera. As I was shooting sunset, all these people moved in to kind of get their sunset bikini photos, which just everyone out here wants to do, right? And it kind of forced me to think a little more creatively, and I turned the camera away from sunset and then moved up the hill, up onto this little cliff, And it just opened up a whole new composition, right? Where I had leading lines in the foreground leading to the background, and I had wave action. And it took a little while to kind of get rolling and figure out and time the waves correctly. But man, it was like riding a bike. I used to do this every single week back in California before I moved out here for grad school. And it was just a total joy to be sitting up there. And I'm 100% gonna come back to that exact same spot when there's a bit more going on in the sky. If I can come back here when there's gonna be some action in the sky, maybe one of those really rare offshore thunderstorms that we get sometimes out here, that would be fantastic. So crossing my fingers that we get one of those and it's not pouring rain too bad or the swell isn't too big up on the rocks, and I can actually get back to that spot and not only get the action, maybe lit by moonlight, of the water on the rocks, but also get something up in the sky. I'm gonna head home. I'm gonna give all of my gear the TLC and love that it deserves. And then I'm gonna sit down and start editing these photos. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys right now. This was a blast. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you liked this sort of video, if you want more videos like this on the channel, then please let me know. I still want to keep a healthy dose of science on the channel, but everyone needs to get out every now and then. So if you like these photography videos, then I'm happy to make more of them. Just do the YouTube thing. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And I guess that's what is supposed to tell the algorithm that you like these videos. So anyways, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for sticking it out with me, especially with all the dark video and that ridiculousness. I will see you guys next time. See ya.